Hello again. Headphones Are Us is back once again. No, I mean, this is illegally cited. And this is Jesse, aka BGFH. So, yes, I am back for my, as promised, my other fairly recent headphone acquisition, or my one of my more recent acquisitions here. And I gotta say, I love these things. These are the Aftershokz Titanium Bluetooth headset. Now, this is a bone conduction headset. I did a review of the original Aftershokz Blues. Actually, I think it was like the second gen. They're the app, but they were one of the original headphones. They had this big thing in the back of your head where all the controls were. They were clunky. I mean, they worked fine for what they were, but I wasn't super impressed with the audio quality on them. And they were just this, I don't know, they just weren't quite what I wanted them to be. I never really used them all that much, to be honest, after doing the review and using them a little while longer. I actually gave them to one of my friends. I just said, here, you need one of these for when you're in class? Here you go. You can have them. But I got these. What I wanted is when I went to CSUN in 2017, I didn't want to be in sessions wearing my giant Bluetooth headphones. You know, I didn't want to wear something that really covered everything. And if I'm in meetings at work or just any situation, it is nice to wear headphones that, you know, you can hear stuff around you, but you can still hear your content. And I gotta say, these titaniums, these Aftershokz titaniums, are a heck of a lot better. They're much, much better than the original models of the Aftershokz. And it's AFTERSHOKZ is the way they spell that. So, again, like, I can't compare the old ones because I gave them away to a friend. But, I mean, the headband, they got this, like, titanium strip of metal in them. So it's sturdy, but they're very light. They're thin. It's got the nice rubber coating around it. Like I said, they're flexible, but they're light. I haven't had any durability issues with them. And yeah, so on the way these work is they actually sit in front of your ear. So they, you know, you're not putting them on your ear or in your ear. You sit them kind of on your cheekbone, right in front of your ear. And let's see if we can get a look at these pads. So it's got this little kind of rubbery piece, and then there's like a little bump there that sticks out, just kind of to make connection with your face or with your cheek. And yeah, it's just bone conduction. You know, it goes through your skull, whatever magic it does there. The vibrations, and yeah, you hear your content. You notice it also has little speaker thingies, little vents right there, and it's got them on both of them there, so you can kind of hear the sound coming out of them. And on the one side, you have a little, I can't peel it open with my one hand here, especially my left hand here, but it's got a little cover over a micro USB slot. You charge them up. I would say the battery lasts probably around 6 or so hours, maybe, give or take, depending on what you're doing. 5-6 hours. And which is, I mean, come on, there's not much to these things. You can't expect, 20-30 hours with these. It's pretty impressive they last as long as they do. You got a little thing here and you got a little thing on the other side. But next to the USB charging port, you have your volume up and down button. So you hold this button to turn it, the one closest to the port here, you hold that in for a few seconds and it'll turn on. You hold it a few seconds or a couple seconds longer, it'll put it into pairing mode, and there you go. So it's your volume up and down buttons. The one thing that I really wish that you could do, I know there's like a track forward button. You hold down one of the other button, or I think you hold down like this other button here. I usually don't do it because I don't necessarily like listening to music with this headset. So don't do that very often, and I kind of forget how to do it. But I wish there's no controls over here. So I kind of wish that maybe one side would have the volume up and down, and just for convenient and more tactile sake, you had two buttons over here that would at least control the like the track forward and backward. But on this other ear, you do have a button here, which at first you would think, oh, that's your power button. No, but it is your play pause button. So that is your play pause, and you can also answer calls with it. So, and I forgot to mention, I really didn't mention this in the Bluetooth review that I just recorded for the turbines, but like, I don't like using Bluetooth headsets, especially stereo Bluetooth headsets, for calling. I don't like it when people do it to me, and therefore I don't do it to other people, because generally the microphones, the way they capture the sound, to me it just sounds like garbage. It sounds like a lo-fi AM radio, and oftentimes these microphones, they pick up like almost more background audio than the actual person you're trying to talk to. So like I said, I have one friend that likes to call me on his Bluetooth headset. I'm like, dude, can you not do that? Because it's hard to hear you half the time. I don't like it. So, I mean, they work. You can use them. I might use them in a pinch that way, but generally speaking, that's not what I'm going to use them for. So I have the Bluetooth ones are my media headphones. Those are my Bluetooth media headphones. I use those for music, for books, for whatever, for movies, whatever, music. These I will use, and especially if I'm on public transportation or in something like that, I like the Bluetooths even if I'm reading, because more sound gets into my ear because of the ear cups. These I really like when I'm in a quiet environment, when I'm at home, when I'm at work, when I'm in a meeting, when I go to CSUN or another conference. They leave your ears open, but I can still hear my screen reader. I can still hear my book that I'm listening to. They work beautifully for listening to audiobooks, for voice stream, podcasts, anything like that. To me, that's where they shine. Music doesn't sound horrible. I mean, for the little tiny speakers that they do sound better than the originals. And I have listened to music on the bus before. Like if I left or forgot my headphones either at the office or at home, my other ones, I've listened to music on the bus, and I can do it. It doesn't sound great, but it works. Just something to listen to. However, listening to spoken content like audiobooks and podcasts, I do find a bit more difficult in a noisy environment, just because they do only get so loud, and you're not going into your ear. They're kind of going, to your ear through the bones in your head. So I have a little bit more trouble with that. So, when I'm on a bus or something, I prefer my Bluetooth headphones, but I still use these a lot. Or if I'm at home, I'm doing dishes, I'm doing kitchen stuff. Like, I want to hear the timer when I'm cooking something so I don't, miss the timer. Or if I just don't want something really heavy on my head, but I want wireless, I've been known to walk around and listen to books and podcasts and whatever all weekend with these things. So they do get used quite a bit. So as far as Bluetooth headphones, I think I found my 2 pair of headsets combo. Got my Bluetooths, my turbines for media and better audio quality. And then for lightweight convenience and for like meetings and work and just all kinds of environments like that, these things are fantastic. I really love these. And they fit really nice. I can just put them I've been putting them in my winter coat pocket. So if I need them at any time, whip them out. There you go. I got them. And they're Bluetooth headsets. And the other thing that I like as far as accessibility goes, if you're using VoiceOver, they don't really lag that much. There might be a little tiny bit more than if you were just using your phone with its speaker. But honestly, I really don't notice all that much. I can do keyboard entry on the touch keyboard. I can do flicks. I can do double taps. I can do gestures, rotor, whatever. I really don't notice much of an issue. So these are actually really good for VoiceOver users. And I would also add to that, they would also work really well, again, for safety, if you are blind and you are or low vision and you are using some sort of GPS navigation. So if you want to listen to Nearby Explorer or Blind Square, Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever floats your boat, you can get the directions, you can hear what's going on, but you can still hear what's around you because your ears are not being covered. So it's a really good safety headset if you want to use something for navigation. So I would definitely recommend them for that use as well. Trying to think if I missed anything else. I mean, the audio quality, the battery life, the weight, the durability. You can use them as a headset for phone calls, but I generally don't recommend it. I don't like listening to Bluetooth headset calls. Again, as far as accessibility, when you turn them on, you do hear audio cues, so you do know when they're turned off. You hear when you hit like the volume all the way up or whatever, you'll hear like another beep to know that you've maxed it out. So yeah, I mean, it's tactile, it's accessible, it's nice for GPS and safety. It works great in meetings and classes and all that kind of stuff. So that is the Aftershokz titanium Bluetooth headset, bone conduction headset at that. And I picked them up because I wanted something convenient for CSUN. I decided to, at a whim, let's go try them, check them out, and used them all that week and haven't looked back. I get quite a bit of use out of these every day, at least during the week, and if not on the weekends. So yeah, definitely recommend these. They do run about $100. They do have, now there is one newer model that I guess maybe I've heard that they're not quite as loud as these. Maybe not quite as loud, but they might sound a tish better. They're called the Aftershokz Airs. And, you thought these were light. The Air model is actually supposed to be even just a tad lighter. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess from what I hear, they're pretty similar to the titaniums, and I got a friend of mine coming down here pretty soon who owns one of the Air models, so I'll probably get to take a look at that here pretty soon. But I would say they're both pretty comparable. You couldn't go wrong with either one, the Airs or the titaniums which I have here. So anyway, yeah, about $100 or so. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful. Follow me on Twitter at BGFH79. And until next time, I'll talk to you guys again later.